Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are diving deep into, well, a really intense week in Philadelphia. It honestly reads more like a thriller novel than real life.
It really does. You've got the city's whole power structure being tested from like two completely different directions at once. A huge federal terror threat, and then this almost grubby internal corruption thing.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how these two crises give us this incredibly detailed look at the Philadelphia Police Department, the PD, under just immense pressure.
Right. So for you, our listener, the mission here is to quickly get a handle on the PD's structure, which is pretty complex and, frankly, political, and see how it's dealing with these two totally separate investigations.
Yeah, one is focused on this highly educated religious zealot trying to assassinate the vice president.
And the other, it's about a low-level corrupt cop who's desperate for cash because of, believe it or not, a bad plumbing job at his mom's house.
It's just the contrast is wild, and it makes for a perfect deep dive because we see everything happening at once. You know, the massive Secret Service operations, very high profile.
And at the same time, this really quiet, almost hidden surveillance operation targeting this dirty cop involving mob money, a new Cadillac.
It's all
happening.
Whole system, top to bottom, kind of exposed.
So where should we start? Maybe with the external threat, the big one.
Yeah, let's start there. Marion Claude Wheatley, the zealot bomber.
Okay. The profile on this guy is genuinely unsettling because he's not what you might expect.
Right. Not some fringe anarchist type. This guy is smart, highly educated, MBA from UPenn, works as a petrochemicals market analyst. He gets complex systems.
And this is the scary part, he combines that intelligence with lethal real-world skills. He was an Army EOD officer in Vietnam, explosive ordnance disposal.
So he's not learning this from the internet. He's a trained professional bomb maker.
Exactly. And he didn't leave those skills behind. What's really key here is his mindset, this profound conviction. Our sources say he believes he's the instrument of his will.
And they point out he always capitalizes he and his when talking about God. It really emphasizes that religious zealotry.
Yeah, he even cites a specific Bible verse, Haggai 2.1c, as like his justification for trying to kill the VP.
Wow. And the materials he had, that's just as shocking.
Oh, absolutely. He smuggled 27 pounds of Czech plastic composition C4 plus detonators back with him from Vietnam.
27 pounds? How did he even manage that?
Well, according to him, the fact that the military police didn't catch him at Tan Son Net Air Base, he saw that as a sign, divine favor. Proof that God was, blessing his future mission.
That's chilling. All that C4 just waiting years after the war.
And his plan was focused. The VP arriving by train at 30th Street Station. That was the target point.
He was careful too, right? Did test runs.
Very meticulous. Drove out to the Pine Barrens. He found these old metal railroad lockers someone had dumped and used those as casings to test his C4 setup, rigged with a radio transmitter.
And that's what tripped the alarm.
Pretty much. A local deputy found a piece of steel plate just like embedded in the ground way out there. Clear sign of a serious explosion. That brought in the ATF Special Agent Glines and the Secret Service Supervisory Special Agent Larkin.
So once they knew, the city went into lockdown mode.
Oh yeah, massive response. Basically just brute force presence. They took out every single trash can along the motorcade route.
Seriously, every trash can.
Everyone. Chained up mailboxes too, so nothing could be hidden inside.
Yeah.
And then just cops. Uniformed officers every 5 to 20 feet in all the key spots.
A very visible show of force, just trying to overwhelm any possibility of attack.
Right, just flood the zone.
Okay, so that kind of operation needs serious coordination from the top brass in the PD, which brings us inside the department to its interesting structure.
Fascinating is one word for it. Almost feudal, you said. And yeah, you really need to understand the ranks to get the internal politics.
It's unusual, right, that military comparison?
Very. A staff inspector has gold oak leaves, like an Army major. Inspector, silver oak leaves, lieutenant colonel. Chief inspector gets the eagle, like a full colonel. It's not just a title. It signals power, connections.
And smack in the middle of all this, you have Detective Matt Payne.
Payne. His career path is, well, it's an anomaly. Doesn't fit the mold at all.
He's got the brains, right? UPenn grad, cum laude.
Yeah, but he didn't even want to be a cop initially. Flunked Marine physical, apparently. Yeah. And his cousin, Captain Moffat, got killed in the line of duty, second death in the family like that, and there was pressure.
So he joins, but doesn't really join like everyone else.
Exactly. He gets shielded. Chief Coughlin, a family friend, pulls strings. Payne gets assigned straight to special operations, doing clerical work. Skips all the usual rookie grind traffic, domestics, foot patrol. None of it.
That must have raised some eyebrows.
You'd think so. But then, despite basically being a desk jockey, he ends up involved in 2 fatal shootings. A serial rapist, and then members of the Islamic Liberation Army.
So political protection mixed with sudden extreme violence, not your typical cop experience.
Not even close. And the protection just keeps going. He gets promoted to detective, sent to East Detectives, which is normal enough.
Okay.
But then, bam, Mayor Carlucci and Chief Coughlin yank him right back to Special Operations.
Why? What was the thinking there?
Well, internally, everyone saw it as pure politics, either keeping him safe, out of the line of fire, or maybe paying back some political favor owed to his mentor's dad, Staff Inspector Wool's father.
So his career is basically a chip in their game.
Seems like it. Shows you where the PD's priorities could sometimes lie. Connections over competence, maybe. And look where that protection led him, this really messy personal errand.
Oh, right, the Las Vegas trip to get Penny Detweiler.
Yeah, the sick girl. Her boyfriend, Tony the Z, just got whacked by the mob. Payne sent to bring her back from this treatment place, the Lindens.
But it wasn't just a simple retrieval mission, was it?
Not even slightly. He finds her, not at the Lindens, but at the Oaks and Pines Lodge. Which, keep that name in mind, it's a known mob joint. And instead of just doing his job...
He sleeps with her while on duty.
Yep, huge breach of conduct, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Made an already awful situation way, way worse.
It was a fallout. It just sounds chaotic.
Completely. Later on, he actually has to arrest her. She's tried to
Yeah.
score drugs. She's drunk, incontinent, just a total mess. And where does he take her? Not to jail.
No. Where?
To his sister,
Oh.
Dr. Amelia Payne, the psychiatrist.
You're kidding.
Nope. It shows the lengths the political machine goes to clean up after its favorite sons. Utter chaos, but contained chaos, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. High-level politically protected chaos.
Okay.
So pause there. Now, here's where it gets really interesting.
Right, because running completely parallel to all this high-level drama with Payne, there's this other internal threat bubbling up. Same locations involved even.
Corporal Vito Lanza, airport unit.
The anti-Payne, in a way.
Yeah.
Lanza failed the detective exam. Got promoted basically because he could type and handle paperwork.
But he's got aspirations, right? The new Cadillac. Bragging about Vegas winnings.
Oh, yeah. Driving a brand new Caddy, telling everyone he won $3,700 in Vegas, wants to be seen as a player.
What if the reality was different?
Completely. He's a big gambler. Blew through that supposed Vegas money fast, and then signed a marker for $2,000. Guess where?
Let me guess. The X and Pines Lodge.
The very same mob-connected spot Payne visited. But here's the kicker. Lanza's urgent need for cash, the thing that pushed him over the edge into major crime. It wasn't even the gambling debt, primarily.
What was it then?
His mother's plumbing. Seriously.
Yeah.
Clogged pipes, rust. Needed about $2,500 for the repairs.
Wow. A $2,500 plumbing bill is the trigger for a massive federal crime involving the mob. That's something.
Isn't it? And the mob guys like Savarese, Rosselli, Baltazari, Cassandra, they saw his debt, his desperation, as leverage, an opportunity. They called him their insurance policy at the airport.
So they task him. What's the job?
Steal a fruit basket. That was the code. It was a blue American Tourister suitcase, packed with $1.2 million in cash.
$1.2 million. Likely drug money.
Almost certainly. Yeah. Coming in on an Eastern flight from San Juan, the mob wanted Lanza to grab it before the Fed's IRS. Customs could potentially seize it.
So Lanza has to use his airport access, his uniform, his ID.
His ability to move around secure areas.
Yeah.
All for this huge mob heist.
But someone was watching him.
Oh, yes. Detective Martinez. He had narcotics experience, saw Lanza flashing cash, driving the new car, smelled a rat. He teams up with Internal Affairs, Captain Olson running that end.
And they put Lanza under surveillance.
Tight surveillance. They even saw him doing practice runs, awkwardly trying to ride an Eastern Airlines baggage tractor over to his caddy's trunk, timing how fast he could ditch something. Clumsy.
So they were ready for him?
They were ready. Lanza makes the grab, takes the suitcase, the $1.2 million fruit basket, and drops it off at his mother's house first.
To fix the plumbing, presumably.
One assumes. Then he heads over to his girlfriend's apartment, probably expecting a pat on the back, maybe a payout. The mob guys were waiting there to debrief him.
But the cops were waiting, too.
Olson and Martinez were waiting, too. Busted him right there. Arrested for theft of luggage. Technically true, I guess.
From thinking he's a big shot with a new caddy and mob connections to the back of a squad car, fast fall.
Very fast. All traced back to rusty pipes.
So when you put these two stories, Wheatley and Lanza, side by side, the overlap is just striking.
It really is. You got Wheatley, Educated, military-trained, driven by this grand delusional religious mission, high-concept threat.
And then Lanza, mediocre cop, easily bought, motivated by a mundane need for cash, using his basic access for organized crime. Low-level corruption with huge consequences.
And both hitting the Philly PD at the exact same moment. It forced the whole city system into overdrive.
Yeah, you've got rookie detectives like Payne caught up in politics.
Then seasoned, maybe cynical internal affairs guys like Martinez doing the gritty work.
Federal agents swarming in from ATF and Secret Service.
And the mayor, the chief, all the top city officials having to manage both crises simultaneously.
What really stands out, I think, is how the system treats its own people differently.
That's a crucial point. Look at Payne. Young, connected, gets the mayor and chief rearranging his career for political reasons, protecting him.
While Martinez, the guy they rely on to actually root out corruption, like Lanza's, he's clearly street smart, knows the score, but you don't get the sense he has that same kind of political privilege or protection.
Not at all. It's like the system needs both. It needs its backroom deals and its connected insiders, but it also desperately needs the guys who actually know how to work the street and catch the bad guys, even if they aren't part of the inner circle.
The methods used are completely different, too.
Night and day. For Wheatley, the terrorist threat, it's that overwhelming bureaucratic show of force. Cops on every corner removing trash cans. Procedure, visibility.
But for Lanza, the internal threat, it's uncovered through, well, messier methods. Surveillance, inside knowledge, maybe bending the rules a bit.
No.
You mentioned Fram's illegal wiretap helping confirm the mob link.
Right. It wasn't neat and tidy police work necessarily. It was gritty intelligence gathering.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question, I think. Something for you, the listener, to mull over.
Yeah. When you're facing these massive high-stakes threats, external terror on one hand, internal corruption on the other, is sticking to strict bureaucratic procedure the best way. Is it a necessary check on power?
Or does that rigid procedure sometimes become an obstacle? Does it actually get in the way, forcing the people on the ground to rely on political maneuvering or even legally questionable tactics just to actually solve the problem and keep the city safe?
Is the rule book a shield or sometimes a handcuff? Something to think about?